No heroes. No heroes. No heroes, baby.
Hello guys and welcome back to another deck profile video here on our YouTube channel noHEROES. My name is Abra and guys, I got a special guest here right now live. Introduce yourself, what's your name?
Yeah, hi guys, my name is Paul. As you can see, I played ZORO today in the online regional.
Yes.
It's a nice deck, and let me show you my deck profile.
Yeah guys, so Paul, it's a friend of us. Yeah, I say of us because a lot of people from our local, from Mönchengladbach and I think Cologne and Düsseldorf may know you because Paul is a very good player. He also topped at, what event was it? I forgot, it was Mülheim, yeah?
Yeah, it was Milan.
Yeah, Mülheim, yeah. It was with Red Purple Law.
Yeah.
And now with ZORO, top 8. Yeah, at the end, 6th place was it, yeah?
Yeah, 6th place.
Yeah, 6th place with ZORO. Of course, the animal package. No secrets there. And let's have a look to your deck. Show us your deck.
Yeah, of course. All right, we start with the most basic card for any ZORO deck is like the 4 of Nami. Nami just to search you like everything you need. Russia's unblockable event, unblockable Luffy. For the animal package, all the choppers, and the most important thing is maybe like the other event, which searches the top 5 when the opponent attacks. And I think you know the event. So.
Yeah, very important event card. We will see it. We will see it, of course, in your deck. Nami, so very, very important card, of course.
Yeah. So another 1-drop searcher I play is the 2 of Dr. Korea. I don't like this card. That's why I play her only on 2. She searches only the top 4 cards, but she searches Chopper and all the Drum Kingdom cards. So she's especially there for searching like the event I told you guys about earlier, and all the Chopper cards, of course. Yeah. But I don't like her because you shuffle all the Russias under your deck, and it's like, not so good sometimes.
But would you stay with as a 2-off, or maybe do you think to cut this card?
I think you could cut this card, but for some matchups, the early pressure you can get with the 1-drops, get Makino in hand, for example, and to 6k or 5k in the second turn. That's why I would maybe leave this card at 2.
Okay, fine.
Okay, another 1-drop maybe. I don't know if it's my favorite card of the deck, but it's one of my favorite cards for sure. It's 1-drop Nico Robin, which comes in clutch every single time against all the black matchups, all the guys that play Rebecca in their decks, and against Bonnie, she's also very good because she you can KO the Rosinante, the 2-drop, or like any searcher that Bonnie plays. So
True.
And the Bonnies. Yeah.
Yeah, Nico Robin is very important, and also she's searchable with Nami. It's also a very good point.
That's right. Sometimes I play out Nami just to search her because I know in like 1 or 2 turns I need her to go for a game or nearly go for a game. And I can't do that if there's a Rebecca still on the field. So I need to KO her. Otherwise I can't get to my opponent's life. So
makes sense.
Yeah. All right. The engine of this deck, of ZORO's animal package, of his zoo, is Tony Chopper, the searcher one, in his awesome altar design.
Yeah, so nice.
I like this card so much. It's like, sometimes it doesn't hit, but that's fine, I guess. I think I have a hit rate of like I think I've got 18 targets for this card. Maybe I have to count that again, but yeah, it hits most of the time, and that's enough. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's so broken. It's yeah,
It's the main card in the deck.
yeah. It searches on play and when attacking, which makes it broken like cards. For example, Cavendish, which has also the when attacking and on play
Yeah.
effect. So those
Carrot,
cards are always to look out for.
absolutely.
Yeah.
These are one of the most powerful cards in the game. Of course, we have to name it choppers only in your turn, not in opponent's turn, because there is a possibility to bring him out on your opponent's turn, but you cannot search, of course. Otherwise, it would be way too broken if you can search on your opponent's turn when you play him. But still, it's such a great card, and also. He's a 5k with leader 6k, so only one Don to make him 7k as a 3 cost and searchable for both searchers. That's also the most important thing.
That's the point, yeah.
Yes, very good
That's
card.
such an awesome card, yeah. All right. Yeah, another important card. The best target for the searcher chopper is of course is most of the time the blocker chopper from EV01. Yeah, which is like broken for so many reasons. It's a blocker. Sometimes you can leave one Don open when the opponent tries to go for a game. Then you play the event, and if you get lucky, it happened to me. No, it didn't happen to me in this tournament, but in local sometimes. You play out the event for one Don, and then you maybe hit this card and get a blocker on field, and it's quite hard to remove that in those situations for the opponent. So yeah, it can come in clutch, and also the other effect, give him 2 Don when attacking, minus 3000 on one of your opponent's is also broken to clear boards against, I don't know, Purple Luffy. I played it today. I tried to go for game. I noticed that it wasn't enough for me to go for a game because yeah, it didn't work out. So I had to swing at his board, and then I gave him like 3 Don. Swung. My opponent was on 2 cards, I think, in hand. I swung onto his 6k character. I cleared it and gave another one minus 2000, minus 3000. He was on 3, and then I swung with like a 5k character on the 3k character, and then yeah, I cleared his whole board basically. So
super strong.
work as well.
And I also think what you named is with the event card that you can search this card and get a extra blocker for an extra attack. That's a point a lot of players forget about. Yeah, that you can bring a blocker in your opponent's turn by searching him. That's very strong and very important.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Very good. Okay, that's why he's so expensive at the moment.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, another chopper card. The chopper from OP04. This is a tournament pack design. Yeah, it is also a very good target for this chopper or the event card because it can play out another animal character with 3000 or less power from your hand. I have only one target for this card, but sometimes that's enough. Sometimes I don't need to play it out because I can spoiler you. It's the card Hiking Bear. And that's 2k, so sometimes I don't need to play it out, or I want to save my board with throwing away a 2k from hand when I want to counter out. So but the choice is there, and this makes this card so good. Yeah,
absolutely.
and it's a 4k body, which is also important for certain matchups because against Lucci, for example, he only wants to swing 5 into the 4k character, and then I can easily counter out with things like Hiking Bear, so basically 2ks.
Yeah.
And so I can keep my board. That's why it's important to play those 4k characters. And then another two 4K characters. Very good card also. Yeah, it was like in my first game where it came clutch. It's the chopper from OP01.
Mhm.
You attach one Don when he's attacking, and you can throw away a card from your hand and then grab a Straw Hat character with 4 or less from your trash back to your hand. So this is for like bringing Zoro back to hand, or cards like Nico Robin, or maybe you want to search, so you can bring Nami back to hand. And yeah, there are so many possibilities with this card. If you need a rusher, you can grab Zoro, as I said. Yeah, that makes it a very good card, and it's also 4K. As I said previously, that's a very good target for the chopper, the searcher chopper.
Yes.
Yeah. Then a card, I think some people cut this card, but I think it's a meme card, so it stays in my deck. It's Robson.
Mhm.
He's such a meme, this guy, but I like him so much. With his pre-release stamp right here.
Yeah,
Um,
shout out to Leo.
Shout out to Leo, yeah. Yeah, it's another rush option. If you Zoro is a very fast deck, so you have to keep the pace, and sometimes you don't see many other rushers, and then sometimes it's your best play to play Robson and then go 7 with only 5 Don spent, but you get an extra attacker, which sometimes is very good.
Mhm.
And also a 4K target for the chopper, so that's why I play him. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Then 3 of my beautiful Zoros.
Oh, free difference.
Yeah. There's one other design of this card, but that's too expensive for me right now. I don't know. Maybe after my pricings here,
Mhm.
I grab the other Zoro. But for now, that's enough for me. Yeah, it's a very good rush card. It has 6K in this deck for like free cost. You attach one Don, it's the 7K. Yeah. Second best rusher in the deck, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best rusher in this deck is, of course, but only in certain situations. If your opponent's on 2 life, this is the best rush option you got. That's Kid Killer. I love this card in my Trafalgar Law deck in Mülheim. It
Mhm.
was such a nice card. In the last turns of a game, when I had this card in hand, I knew I would win. And that's the same with Zoro. If I have this card in my starting hand, and I have to keep my hand, I will not play it out. Sometimes I do, because sometimes you need to to do some pressure, especially against black decks. But most of the time I keep this card in my hand, till I want to go for game, and then it attacks your opponent for 9K for 5 Don. Yeah, such an amazing card. I don't know what else to say about that card. So yeah, let's move on. Yeah, another rush card is the 5-cost Luffy. I play 2 of those. The unblockable one. Yeah, his effect that he's unblockable with 2 Dawn attached makes it such a powerful card, especially against your black-yellow matchup, for obvious reasons, and many other decks. Bonnie, for example, or I don't know, decks that play lots of blockers. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, but that's also a card that not every Zoro player is playing. Of course, Zoro and Kid and Killer I see a lot of times, but 5-drop Luffy, I think it's not that much
Yeah?
in the most Zoro decks that I saw, yeah?
Okay, haven't noticed that, but yeah. I think you you need to play this card because it's too important in the black-yellow matchup.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Maybe you can cut it to 1, but I don't know. I tried that in Paris last week. I went 9-1 in side events, so that worked out as well. But yeah, today I decided to play one more and cut another card that's coming next. Yeah, I felt that was like the best decision I could have made because having two in my deck just won me today's game against Black Yellow. So I don't know, maybe two's the right number, but yeah, yeah, I'm
So
open
yeah.
to discussion.
So side events, you went 9-1. How
Yeah.
many side event was it? 2?
Yeah, it was two side events. The first one I managed to win, and the second one, unfortunately, I lost in I don't know the round against the Lucci, where my game plan didn't work out. But that's why it worked out today against three Luccis. But two matchups will come
Yeah, at the end.
later.
Yes, of course. But guys, that's also because did you play the same list in Paris?
Yeah, I played the same list, but yeah, let me show you the next character.
Yeah,
then I can
sure.
My last rush option is Monkey D. Dragon, which is like my super unit, my most powerful card in the deck. Such an amazing card. That's the card I played 4 of last week in Paris. But then I decided 4 of is quite heavy, so yeah, I cut 1 and played the unblockable. Which was maybe the right decision. But it's such an amazing card, especially against black decks, because it's hard to remove. It sticks on the field. You don't want to swing too heavy in it because you waste one whole turn for it. And yeah, such an amazing card, man.
Yeah, it is. And obviously, you can give your leader 2 dons, and then your
Yeah.
leader swings for 7, and Dragon swings for 10 because he also get 1k plus.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong, yeah.
Yeah, I can explain afterwards my favorite turn with Dragon, but for now I keep on with my 2Ks for this deck. Okay, first and most important 2K I think is Makino. I've said it previously. I summed it up really well, I think. In the early stages of the game, Makino is such a good card to boost your Namis and other 1-drops, and which does so much pressure. Against black, I swing only 6 and only sixes until he needs to trash like 2 cards for it, so 2 1Ks. So he goes out of the 2Ks, and then I start to swing 7s and so on, and then
That makes sense.
That's some of my game plan for the black decks. So 6 is a very good number against those in the early stage of the game. So okay, yeah, for obvious reasons, Makino's like the best 2K for ZORO. Yeah, Hiking Bear is another target for the event and for Chopper, which makes it maybe my second best option as a 2K. You attach 1 Don to him, activate main, he boosts one of your animal plus 1000, which is also quite good. So you can you don't need to attach another 1 Don to maybe like your Searcher Chopper, and you can swing 7 right away. So
true.
Yeah, also very good. Then I play the one of Brook. I don't know. I tried a list without him, but I think sometimes there are situations where you want to play out an active character, which the opponent will not remove next turn, but also attach the 2 dons to one of your characters to swing for life, and that's why he's so good. Yeah, you have a character for like next turn, and also attach the 2 don. Yeah, there are some where this is like very good.
And I think also at the end he's a searchable 2K. Yeah, as a one-off, I know, but can be also very important if you search with Nami and you have no other option to get a good 2K there. You can maybe pick up then Brook.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Another searchable option is the 2 of Sanji.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 2K Sanji that takes a life and then gets up to 2 rested on and gets an additional plus 2000 power boost, which makes it in this deck an 8K,
Yeah.
which is very good to play out against decks like Nami, for
Nami.
example,
Mm.
or other decks that will starve you, like NL or something.
Mm.
Yeah, very good. Unfortunately, I played it out at Paris. In my first turn, I went second against Nami. I played it out. I swung every turn for like 9 with this card. But Nami was too strong. I don't know.
Wow.
I lost anyways. But in theory, that's like a very good card.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Alright. The events for this deck are obviously the 4 of shut up. Just shut up and come with us.
Best name in the game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It was
legendary scene in One Piece.
quite funny at my deck check. The judge called out this card and wanted me to show him, and he just said shut up, and I was like, so I don't know, man. My heart dropped for a second. But yeah, a very funny name, a very nice scene in One Piece,
Mm.
and maybe the most important card for this deck. I don't know.
Yeah, the card is super strong. So maybe we can explain the card really quick. What it does.
Yeah. Basically, what it does, you leave 1 Dawn open. You wait for your opponent to swing at your board or at your life, and then you tap 1 Dawn, play this card. And it searches the top 5, and it can play out any animal character with 3 costs or less, and it plays it out active. So that's very important. That's what we said earlier with Chopper.
Yeah.
Sometimes, of course, your best option in mid game for the Searcher Chopper, because it makes so much pressure and it makes your board even wider. But this is also an option for late game, as we said, when you can counter with the event, and then for the next swing you've got a blocker on field suddenly. So yeah.
Yeah, very good card.
Very good card, yeah.
And now 2 cards are missing.
Yeah, 2 cards are missing. One's like my secret spice I use for my red decks, for my aggressive decks. That's one of my favorite cards of the whole game. But firstly, Diable Jumble. Everyone knows this card. Everyone fears this card because it's such an amazing card. This is why ZORO was like the most feared leader for some sets now.
Yeah, true.
Today I didn't manage to play out this card. I didn't need to. But it saves games. Left, right, and center. I don't know. Every other game it saves your game. Yeah.
The good point about the card is, even if you don't have it in hand, everyone knows ZORO players are playing Diable Jumble, and the most important thing is that players know, okay, I can't go to 0 life because this card exists. That's enough to get this card, to get enough value from this card, even if you don't have it in hand. That's a good point about the card.
That's the thing. And you have so many targets as well for this card. Other ZORO decks, you played cards like, I don't know, the 5-drop Marco, which is not a Straw Hat, because this card only works for Straw Hat type characters.
Yeah.
Or less. But in this deck, you've got a whole lot of Chopper and I don't know, Nami, Robin, Luffy.
Sanji.
Yeah, okay, he's unblockable, but I don't know. Zoro, yeah, Sanji as well. I don't know, and your leader, of course. So there are so many options for this card. So the opponent, yeah, has to really think about about blocking, countering, and stuff like that. Because as you said, he can't fall to 0.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and my spice card. Yeah, maybe I sent this card to Beckett. I don't know, 1 copy I think, and yeah, that's one of my favorite cards, the Radical Beam. It's like my clutch card. One game I only won because shout out to my opponent as well. Yeah, it was the game where I played against Black Yellow. I had the upper hand, but suddenly the game shifted and he went for game, and I knew, wow, I have to, I had like 3 lives, and I had to have some counter in that, and my first life was the Radical Beam. Of course, I was stupid enough to not leave open a Dawn. But I could trigger this card, so I triggered it, and with the last 2 lives, I got 3k out of that, and I've got 1k in hand. So that was just enough to counter out his last 9k swing, and that's why I won the game.
Wow, that's crazy. And we also know you loved Radical Beam also in Red Purple Law. So
There was one game
yeah.
I don't know, man. This was like my wow. This was like a game I can't forget.
That's
I still can't forget. It was like a game. I had 2 cards in hand. My opponent was like, it was a mirror game, and he went for a game. I had 2 cards in hand. One Don. He thought I was bluffing because no one played this card in Trafalgar Law. And he went for a game with Kid Killer for 10, I think. He wants to go 10. He ignored my board, just went for a game, went 10, and my 2 cards in hand were this exact Radical Beam and 1 Otama, and so I counted out to 11.
That's enough that you said, okay, I want to play it because it's an MVP back then in Law, and now also it brings you a big win in ZORO, so why not?
So guys, maybe you could consider this card. I don't know. I don't think you have to play it, but for me it works, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the most important thing at the end.
Yeah, maybe you can play 2 of Diablo, or I don't know, play 1 2k more, or I don't know. Yeah, but this card can come in clutch, so yeah, I like this card so much.
Crazy.
Alright.
So pretty interesting deck, of course. Animal Zorro now being, I think, a scary leader for the meta. That is your decklist at the end. So guys, if you want to make a screenshot, you have the time right now because you can see now the whole deck. Before we are getting to the rounds that you played, to your matchups, pretty quick. Do you think Zorro is still viable for 8.5?
Unfortunately, I don't think so. I'm a Dofi player myself, so I know how hard it is to play against Doflamingo, and I think against Lucci the matchup is okay. But against Dofi, he matches you with the width of your game. So he plays out like 5 characters in 1 turn or 4, and then all the characters are stronger than yours, and that's what makes and he plays blockers as well with the boa, and he can cycle stuff from his trash, and yeah, I don't know, it's very good. It bounces characters as well. Wow. So Dofi's got everything, and it will be very tough, if not like impossible, to win against the Doflamingo next format with Zoro. But maybe there's some skilled cook that's watching this deck profile and thinks, yeah, maybe I want to play Zoro next format, and yeah, go ahead, man. I wish you best of luck. I really look forward to seeing a Zoro that will go top 8 or even higher. Um, but it will be a tough exercise.
Yeah, it is. But before talking about more 8.5, because it's arrived, I think, next week. So we will see then. Obviously, Milan is not 8.5, guys. So if someone asks, Milan is not 8.5, it's 8.0. But then we have a big regional in Utrecht. And then it's 8.5. We will see if Zoro is going to make a huge step or not. We will see. See.
Of course.
So let's talk about your matchups now. You played 10 rounds. So
yeah, we
yeah,
rounds.
yeah. Let's talk about round 1. Let's start with that.
Yeah. Okay, let's start. Round 1, I played against Perona. It was a guy that I've seen in Paris who also played the side events there. He had like this Treasure Cup. I think it's the winner playmat with like Tashigi and Small.
Yeah,
Is it the winner?
it's the winner. Yeah.
Okay, so he maybe is a Treasure Cup winner, a very skilled player. But his matchup is like, yeah, it's too bricky. It's like, I don't know. I only need to I only need to swing for life the whole time and I win. That's like, yeah, that's you don't even need a specific game plan against Persona. Just go for life and you win.
Yeah, pretty basic.
Yeah. And you can play Ryumas, but that doesn't matter to you because you have so many rush options. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very tough for Perona, but he managed to make this a very close game. So I noticed that he was a very skilled player. So shout out to him. Yeah, round 2, I played against Nami. Yeah, the most feared deck for like all the black decks right now. But for Zoro, it's quite okay. As I said, I lost to it in Paris. I played the same guy twice, and the second time he won against me. The first time I beat him very closely. But yeah, it was like not a tough game. He had like 12 cards, so maybe he could have won next turn, but I don't even think that would have been possible. So it was like a very easy game for me. I wasn't thinking too much. I've had like 2 or 3 of the searcher choppers on field. I've got like I think 1 kid killer or so, and 2 or 1 of the blocker chopper, and I swung just 7s and 9s, and yeah, it was very good. So I don't know. Then I played against as we call it, BVB, Masopilami, was gibt's noch?
Boah, a lot of different names for Black Yellow Luffy. We
Yeah,
call it BVB Luffy. Yeah, that's the main name for us.
okay.
Taxi Luffy.
Yeah, Taxi Luffy. Yeah, I played against this deck, and that was the game I talked about earlier with triggering the Radical Beam. Yeah, such a tough matchup for Zoro. Yeah, you've got some options to go for game, but it's a very difficult game because you have to push because you can't let him stay on 1 life. Then he loops to go on to like 9k leader, but leaves 1 life there, so you can't just play Diablo Jumbo and go for it because there's 1 life left. So you just have to push so that he's on 0. I managed to do that, and then on I think 6 done or so, he was on 0, and yeah, then I tried to stabilize the game. That went very well. I played out 2 of the unblockable Luffys. He couldn't remove them. But then, as I said, he noticed that he would have lost next turn, and then he went for a game, and it nearly worked for him because Zoro doesn't play lots of counter and many bricks. So yeah, shout out to my opponent at this point. So very tough game, and I was very lucky to win that. The 4th round I played against Reiju, which is like yeah, a very difficult matchup because it's also like quite an aggro playstyle. You go very wide with cards like Porsche and the combination with Ichiji and yeah, all the card draw that Reiju has in this deck is like crazy, and she can always counter out the. So I tried to go for 6, but that didn't work either. And then I was in a situation I wanted to go for a game next turn, but then out of 2 or 3 cards he got left in hand, he had Queen. I kept my Nico Robin for like a chopper blocker, which he played later in my hand, but he played Queen and drew 3 cards with his leader effect also, and had a 6k blocker on field, and that was like too hard to get through. Yeah, so I lost because of that. So Reiju is very difficult for Zoro. Yeah, round 5, the most free matchup that you can have is like purple Luffy.
Yeah.
There's like literally close to nothing he can do, especially if you manage to go first against him. You've got so much early pressure. If he doesn't have like and guard his early lives, then it's like GG. Yeah, the first game I think was quite easy. But I played against another one which was a bit harder because he got like 4 or 5 blockers on field. I don't know. But the next round I played against Lucci. It was like my first Lucci matchup this day. Let me think about the game. Yeah, it was. I think it was like the game where my game plan just was very good. He missed with his early spandams. He missed both of them. So he went second and then played 2 of them, and both missed. And that's why I think he was lacking counter in hand, because yeah, he just wasted like 2 1Ks for that. And he couldn't counter out the 6Ks I went for in the few rounds and next few turns. And yeah, that's where my game plan was working. Yeah. Then I played against another purple Luffy. This was the match where he played like I think 5 blockers game, which made it pretty close. But then there was the turn where I wanted to go for a game. I noticed that he didn't have counter in hand. I went for 6s, and he would just let his blockers die, which were like Queen and Kid. And then I was debating in my head, should I go for a game, because he had like 1 life and I could have won I think 6 and then 7, but it would be like too risky. So I attached 2 Don to my chopper, or 3 Don, swung at his board, and yeah, and then I had like 3 life left and he had only 2 swings, and I've got plenty of counter in hand, so yeah, I know I wouldn't die there. Yeah, so it was a closer game, but yeah, the matchup's very good for Zoro. Round 8 against another Lucci. That was Dennis, a guy from Berlin. Shout out to him. Was a very close game. He nearly got me. I had plenty of counter in hand. I was trying to bait him. I think he could have went. He went for game, but if he had like Rebecca and Sabo, he would have won the game, I think. But he didn't have either of them in hand to leave. He swung like that, so he had like out Moria into Rebecca, and I had only my leader left. My whole board was like KO'd in this turn, and yeah, he swung just like that, and I countered just that I had like one card in hand, and my last card was like Nico Robin. And when I revealed this card the next turn, he was like, "Bro, are you serious?"
GG's.
Yeah,
GG's.
yeah, couldn't do nothing about that. Had like either one of them in hand, so he was on two cards in hand. So I just needed to get through his Rebecca, and that's why Nico Robin is like one of the best cards in
Yeah,
in this
especially
deck.
for the meta now, because black being pretty clear the best color in the game, and obviously every black deck, only black yellow not, is playing Rebecca, so very important there, Nico Robin.
Then my round 9, I played against a ST14 Luffy. That was like the easiest game of my life. It was quite an easy game because I managed he didn't have any so no Rebecca's this time or something like that. And I managed to stick 2 dragons on board, and that's I played dragon, swung he had like after that he had like 1 life left. Then I played another one, swung like 9, 10, 10, and then it was like GG. Yeah. Okay, and the last match was against Lucci, which was also very good. He hadn't got he hadn't got counter in hand, so it was I don't know. It was like a very quick game. Which was nice for me for the last round.
That's also a good point for Zoro, because if you play against decks like Lucci or SC14 Luffy, obviously, the decks are pretty strong. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it is maybe 2 of the best decks in the game, but you can also brick very hard. And if you play against Zoro, maybe the fast deck in the game now, 8.5 then maybe Doffy, yes, but now Zoro, with bricks in hand. I commentated one game. It was a Zoro matchup against Lucci, and it was over in like 4 minutes, I think. So it can go very, very fast. And at the end, you went 9-1.
That was a surprise for me as well. I focused on going like 7-3 or so. I wanted to at least get the top 64, because I told Abra the day before that I wanted to make it to like the top placements to get at least one of the prize cards, and then it was like it was mind blowing to sit here tomorrow. My rounds were like I was chilling in like my friends were there for like 30 minutes, sometimes overtime as well, and I was like finished after 5 to 10 minutes most of the time. So
that's Zoro.
That's Zoro. It's the fastest deck, I would say.
Yeah, it is crazy. So 9-1 at the end, 6th place. at the end,
Yeah.
top 8, yeah. With Law, you was also top 8, yeah? Was it top 8 or top 16?
No, unfortunately not. I choked my top cut game, so the top 16 game.
Ah, yeah,
But
yeah, right.
against the guy Tobias, shout out to him, that lost the final
The
against
final, yeah.
Arm. Yeah,
True,
yeah, and it
true.
was like a mirror, so it were like two very close games. Yeah, but he was better this day, and yeah,
Yeah,
that's okay.
he was a good player, but at the end, top 16 back then, now top 8 with Zoro. We need to be scared of you now, I think, at our locals. Now, of course, we know you're a good player, and that's why we are proud. And I said it yesterday. I said you are going to make it to the top. I said it, guys. So shout out to me also, because I know he was going to make it top 8. But before I get some credit, some shout outs, you have now the last shout out to give. Now,
Yeah, I have quite a few shout outs to make. First goes out to my team I joined. It's a team from Düsseldorf. It's like the Rested Boys, so shout out to you. Very nice team. I'm glad I found you guys. Shout out to all the people from Mönchengladbach, the heroes in,
yes, sir.
and yeah, shout out to you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank
To
you
Leo,
very
my
much.
sensei, to Bartosz, to Team Messi.
Hell no.
What I mean?
No, no,
Shout
no.
out to Ole. He will be the best player. I really believe so. Um, Shout out to Ruben, who's always there for me, to Musa, to Sia, and yeah,
Shout out
all
to
the other.
everyone. Shout out to everyone.
Yeah, shout out to everyone basically.
Crazy. Okay, bro. So thank you for the deck profile, guys. Of course, as always, if you have any questions, yeah, write it down in the comment section. We are there for you guys. And do you have Twitter or Instagram so we can link it up?
Yeah, I can give you my Instagram.
Okay, guys. So also, if you want to check out Paul, check out the link in the description. Yeah, there you can find Paul. If you have any questions, write him. And yeah, thank you for the deck profile, also, Paul. Very nice, and we are proud of you because yeah, Paul is a friend of us. That's why we are doing a deck profile with him that is 15 minutes nearly. Yeah, crazy, longest deck profile I
Yeah.
did, but you deserve it, and you explained the deck very well. So, guys, if you just skip to the end now, go watch the whole deck profile because Paul explained the deck and the cards very well, also the matchups. And if you are a Zoro main, you have good words now from him. So go watch it, the full deck profile, guys. Leave a like, leave a follow. See you next time.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
If you get any questions,
Yes, sir.
yeah, just ask me on Instagram or stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.